accessed by children, including beaches, parks and bus stops. The decree, published in the official journal, also covers public gardens and outside libraries, swimming pools and schools. The measure is aimed at protecting children from passive smoking. The decree does not mention electronic cigarettes. Anyone flouting the ban could face a fine of €135. France is currently experiencing its first heat wave of the summer. All but 5 of France's mainland departments on a heatwave alert from Meteo France today. 84 departments across the country have been issued an orange alert, including here on the Riviera, with another 7 in the north on yellow alert. Only some parts of Brittany and Normandy remain green. It comes as temperatures in some parts of France reached 38 degrees Celsius yesterday. In local news, a fundraising campaign in support of the families of bereaved children. The driver who had caused the crash was over the drink drive limit and had taken cocaine. Cannes has become the latest seaside town on the Riviera to introduce limits on large cruise ships. Starting this year, cruise ship moorings in the Bay of Cannes will be limited to 1 per day. The aim is to limit pollution and avoid over-tourism. The quota applies to ships carrying 3,000 passengers on board. Local officials estimate that it will result in an almost 50% drop in cruise tourism in Cannes. Smaller ships with fewer than 1,000 passengers will still be encouraged, up to a daily cap of 6,000 cruise passengers per day. Nice and Villeneuve-Loubet have also recently introduced limits on cruise ships. 3 motorcyclists have been airlifted to hospital and treated for serious injuries, and 2 separate gendarmes were deployed to regulate traffic. And the Riviera's local football clubs have learned who they will play this season. OGC Nice will kick off their League 1 season at home against Toulouse on the 17th of August. AS Monaco will face Royal Antibes and Styles Antibes at the same time. The first local derby between Nice and Monaco will be in the Principality on the 5th of October.
The local news is brought to you by Balkan Night Freight Monaco. Find out more at Night Freight Monaco.
Riviera Radio Business News, brought to you by Barclays.
Sports car maker Lotus is considering ending production at its home in the UK in favour of setting up a new plant in the US. Such a move would put 1,300 jobs at risk at its headquarters in Norfolk. Lotus refused to comment when asked about any plans, which were first reported by the Financial Times. The sources within the company said the situation is under review, and taking production to the US was under consideration. It comes after production in the UK was temporarily suspended due to disruption caused by the introduction of tariffs on cars being imported to the US. America is a major market for Lotus, and tariffs threaten its business, with US sellers required to pay taxes of 25% on imports of cars and car parts. The country looks to start enforcing a tax policy targeting big tech companies. The latest move, which she announced on social media, comes as the neighbouring nations have been working to agree a trade deal back in July.
Barclays Private Bank brings you Riviera Radio Business News on 106.5 FM. At Barclays, our size is your strength. And we've been using the entire reach of the Barclays Group to bring a global perspective and unique investment opportunities to our clients in Monaco since 1922. To find out more, search Barclays Private Bank or call the Monaco Private Banking Team on 9315 3535. Riviera Radio Sports News.
In Formula 1, Lando Norris fought off McLaren teammate Oscar Piastri to win the Austrian Grand Prix. Norris's third victory of the year to 15 points heading into the British Grand Prix next weekend. The McLarens dominated the race, whereas Charles Leclerc took the final podium place, 17 seconds behind, with teammate Lewis Hamilton fourth, a further 9 seconds behind. In cricket, former England and Northamptonshire batter Wayne Larkins has died at the age of 71. Larkins, nicknamed Ned, played 13 tests and 21 was part of the side that reached the 1979 World Cup final. In football, England's under-21s dramatically defended their European title with a thrilling 3-2 win in extra time over Germany. Substitute Jonathan Rowe's header, 2 minutes after coming on, clinched the Euro 2025 crown in Bratislava, until Carsley's side retained the trophy that they won 2 years ago. Chelsea beat 10-man Benfica thanks to 3 late extra time goals in an extraordinary Club World Cup last 69. 3 Chelsea goals in extra time, and they scored 4-1, securing their place in the intercontinental football. Because of serious fears of apparent welfare. The German is now representing local soccer. One of their teams, Red Salzburg, qualified in the sixth German in the US before being knocked out of the group stage. Fixture, gesture, and days before the Cup World Cup, the Global Players Union FIFA released a report saying players should be allowed at least a 4-week off-season break.
BBC Premier League update from the heart of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm John Wilkinson of the BBC Sports Centre. Chelsea have agreed a fee in excess of £50 million to sign forward João Pedro from Brighton. The 23-year-old is expected to sign a 7-year contract and he could be available to play in the FIFA Club World Cup. It comes soon after Chelsea agreed to sign Borussia Dortmund. Inter Milan play Fluminense in the last 16 at 8 o'clock.
The Marine Weather Forecast brought to you by Marina Port Vauban, welcoming you all year round. Whether you're planning a long or short stay for yachts up to 160 metres, we invite you to experience our new yacht club, exciting adventure.
Another hot day across the Riviera, with temperatures reaching 33 degrees Celsius on the Alpine coast, 34 on the Var coast, and up to 36 inland in the Var. There's a chance of some thundery showers.
MC is the website to help and guide you in English. Get the news, what's on, connect to our advertisers, listen to our podcasts, or listen to the station anywhere in the world. We're in your hands. We are RivieraRadio.mc.
The soulful voice of Robin Bennett on the 31st of July and a powerful dark side of Pink Floyd experience on August the 8th. Enjoy gourmet dining on site with Le Jardin de Berne, Michelin-starred, Le Bistro du Berne.
We've helped create and manage over 100 businesses and we're here to guide you every step of the way. I'm Tracy Lenotti and with LBS you'll get expert support. Visit us at lbsinfrance.com.
Some admin, cleaning, maintenance, problems. It spoils the fun.
Why not join Nautique Club instead? For a fixed fee of €6,000 a year, you get unlimited boating, access to spirit and innovation meet. Find out more at fondation-mag.com. Change your life except for you. Don't
more of the songs you love. This is Riviera Radio.
Review, brought to you by BMW Cannes, Nice and Monaco.
The Daily Mail in the UK says Glastonbury has finally apologised over the festival chants calling for death to the IDF broadcast to the nation. In a statement released yesterday, the festival said it was appalled by the actions of the rap punk adoption of the festival. There is no place at Glastonbury for anti-Semitism, hate speech or incitement to violence. It comes after Health Secretary Wes Streeting called out the festival and the BBC for allowing it to take place. And USA Today says the Senate has begun its marathon debate about President Donald Trump's package of legislative priorities as Republicans try to thread the needle for tax cuts, Medicaid reforms and border security funding with a narrow majority. The debate comes after a dramatic 51 to 49 vote on Saturday that was held over for 3.5 hours while a handful of Republican senators negotiated with Senate leaders Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance. The victory meant the bill cleared a key hurdle for the success of Trump's domestic agenda for tax cuts and border security. Trump has urged Congress to complete the measure by July the 4th.
The Press Review, brought to you by BMW, Nice, Cannes and Monaco. Boost your business with the electrified range by BMW. Find all the BMW Business Drive offers at your car dealer.
Riviera Radio. It's the Full English Breakfast Show with the latest international news headlines from the BBC coming up in a few minutes.
Certification. For a week's charter or your year's cruising, offset today at yachtcarbonoffset.com.
Carrosserie Leclerc, a legendary Parisian body shop, is now in Maicon, Monaco. Carrosserie Leclerc, the only one certified by all luxury and sports car brands, offering expert bodywork and painting, full restorations, mechanical repairs, bespoke upholstery, storage and private concierge services. Carrosserie Leclerc, since 1963. More than a benchmark, a true signature. Your first choice for your car. Find out more at carrosserielecoq, LECOQ.com.
Truche Location is now Lutem. Nothing changes but the name. Find Lutem, your local car rental company for all types of cars, trucks and minibuses. Grèce, Saint Laurent Du Var and Nice Airport. And on the internet at lutem.fr. Now, for you professionals and individuals, only one address for your next rentals. Lutem, Lutam. Book your next vehicle in 3 clicks. Lutem.fr.
With summer comes the sales. Head now to Book Concept Valbonne and take advantage of up to 20% off on the outdoor collection and up to 40% off on the display models. Also, come and discover our amazing brand new outdoor collection. Concept, urban Danish design since 1952. The sales at Book Concept from the 25th of June to the 22nd of July. Find out more at bookconcept.com.
International news brought by Banque Avilande Monaco, independent and exclusive bank offering bespoke services to both private and institutional clients. For more information, please visit www.banqueavilande.com.
On FM, DAB+, across the Côte d'Azur and worldwide online. This is Riviera Radio with the international news from the BBC in London.
Hello, I'm David Harper with BBC News. Iran has insisted on its right to continue enriching uranium just over a week after the US joined Israel in bombing its main nuclear sites. The Deputy Foreign Minister told the BBC that the level of such enrichment could be discussed. Our chief international correspondent Lise Doucet is being allowed to report from Tehran on condition that her material is not used by the BBC Persian service.
Majid Takhravanchi said Iran was receiving messages through mediators that the US wanted to return to negotiations, but he emphasized there was no date or agreed format for talks, even though President Trump had said they could happen as early as this week. The minister said previous talks had been halted by Israel's military strikes, and he insisted Iran needed a guarantee that would not happen again. He also rejected US demands that Iran had to stop all uranium enrichment.
Families of Israeli hostages still being held in Gaza welcome remarks by the Prime Minister, but attention. There's also speculation in the Israeli media that IDF generals are on the verge of concluding that military operations in Gaza are close to being achieved. That is certainly the view of many former army leaders. Canada has announced the scrapping of a digital services tax hours before it was due to take effect. On Friday, Donald Trump threatened to end trade talks with Ottawa and impose new tariffs because of the planned tax. Ian McWilliam reports.
The Canadian Department of Digital Services tax will be rescinded in anticipation of a comprehensive trade arrangement with the United States. The planned tax would have hit major US tech companies, including Amazon, Meta, and Apple. Ottawa said it was introduced because large technology companies operating in Canada would otherwise not pay tax on revenues generated there. President Trump's threatened new tariffs, however, would have thrown US-Canada trade into chaos again after months of relative calm.
US senators have been debating a contentious tax and spending bill late into the night. Democrats, who are fiercely opposed to the legislation, are trying to delay a final vote on the bill. Donald Trump is keen to sign it into law by the 4th of July. Democrats have repeatedly denounced the bill, particularly for cutting healthcare coverage for millions of poorer Americans. Voting is now expected to begin on amendments to the bill on Monday afternoon. The most senior Democratic Senator, Chuck Schumer, accused Republicans of planning to give tax breaks to billionaires while cutting welfare payments. World News from the BBC. Rwanda's foreign minister says he's cautiously optimistic about the prospects for implementing a peace deal signed with the Democratic Republic of Congo. Speaking to the BBC, Olivier said the agreement, signed in Washington on Friday, improved on previous failed attempts to end years of conflict. 2 firefighters in the US state of Idaho have been shot dead and a third critically hurt in what police are calling an ambush. The sheriff of Coulter County said a fire on a mountainside was believed to have been started deliberately. When fire crews arrived, a gunman began shooting at them. Mark Lathron lives very close to where the shooting happened.
Right now, the community is really just kind of rallying around our firefighters. They're doing a procession to the local hospital. So, pretty somber mood, but I can still see the fire from my house that they set to ambush the firefighters, so that hasn't been put out. And I suspect that they may have to be careful around that area for a little bit of time.
The body of the suspected attacker has now been found, along with a weapon. The motive for the shootings is not yet known. The authorities in Mexico say more than 30 people have been arrested in a major operation against the theft of fuel in the capital and neighbouring states. The gang siphoned off petrol and liquefied gas from pipelines and stored the stolen fuel. Fuel theft is a major problem in Mexico. The annual Wimbledon tennis tournament begins in London today without line judges. The officials, who've been a fixture of the event for decades, are being replaced by technology. In today's matches, Carlos Alcaraz, who has won the men's title for the previous 2 years, will open play on centre court. Will take on Fabio Fognoni of Italy. And that's the latest. BBC News.
Podcast brought to you by Shopping Promenade, your open-air shopping centre in Cagnes-sur-Mer.
Another hot day across the Riviera, temperatures reaching 33 degrees Celsius on the Maréchal coast, 34 on the Var coast, and up to 36 inland on the Var. There's a chance of some thundery showers this afternoon in western parts of the Var and inland in the Maréchal. Clear skies tonight, staying exceptionally warm, with overnight temperatures staying around 27 degrees Celsius on the coast tonight and 23 inland. The outlook for Tuesday, hazy sunshine on the coast, thunderstorms inland, 31 degrees Celsius on the Maréchal coast, 33 on the Var coast, and 35 inland in the Var. 7 minutes past 8. So in French we have lots of sayings like
106.5 Riviera Radio.